In our lifestyle, everything is geared towards waking us up. Sometimes, though, people get in a routine and it becomes monotonous. People can actually start falling asleep. Can't marriage also become a routine like that? In terms of waking up and falling asleep, what's your experience with marriage? Is it waking you up?
I mean, do you mean like, does it become repetitive? Yeah. Is it because it become boring? I mean, how is that different than just by yourself? I mean,
you remember I talked before about looking in a mirror, and that when you look at your spouse, it's mirroring yourself. There's nothing that wakes you up better than having to see yourself clearly at each moment. So my experience of marriage is not that it's repetitive or numbing at all, but that if I'm off frequency, I see it instantly reflected in my wife's face. Where do you have that self-correction when you're single? You have to do it yourself. Because it's just as easy to get into a fantasy state when you're single, right? Or to develop a routine, or to have a certain feeling about yourself, you know, that you feel comfortable with yourself. But the beauty of marriage is that it forces you to confront the stuff that you don't want to confront. Because when you're single, you can ignore it, right? Unless some life situation puts it in your face. But when you're married, your life situation puts it in your face all the time. Because you have to deal with your stuff. That's why people get divorced, because they don't want to deal with their stuff. Right? They blame it on the other person, and then they say, oh, you know, I'm going to go get somebody else. You know, but it's like going out and getting a new mirror. And then you have this pretty new mirror you hang on the wall, and you say, wow, that's a pretty mirror. And then you look in it, and guess who's there? You. So why not stick with it?
Well, plus with the new mirror, you have a whole, they might not have the same issues as that with your couple as before, but there's a whole different mix, and every person is unique. And so you're not just dealing with your own issues, but each person that you choose to relate to, you're going to have a different set of issues, just how you relate to people and work, you know.
No, but I think the core issues that you have in yourself that you have to work through, that those come out.
Yeah, that's true.
In the marriage, because that's the nature of marriage.
Yeah.
So you may have a mirror that's decorated with gold, and you may have a mirror that's decorated with flowers. You may have a mirror that has a teak frame, you know. And one mirror may look prettier than the other mirror, it doesn't matter. You're still going to be mirrored. And the question is, can you face that? And can you acknowledge it and be honest to yourself about your own stuff? So what I'm saying is, marriage is a tool that helps you deal with your own stuff, because it comes out in the relationship, and it particularly comes out when you're under stress with kids or work or anything else, and that stuff comes out in the relationship, and you see it, and you can either disown it and say, oh, look what my wife did to me today, or you can own it and say, wow, that's my stuff, and I better get straight with it.